so many times. I can just like sense his irritation.
Is my microphone working?
Yeah, you sound great.
Thank you.
Sound angry.
No, you sound normal.
He's
you sound,
fuming.
I'll tell you what I'm upset
you
about.
sound-
I forgot to bring a
Alright.
bottle opener outside with me.
Oh,
This
You
is
got
the
a bottle,
lo-fi.
though?
I was gonna do a
Yeah.
intro.
But I'll,
This is lo-fi
I can manage.
9/11 reading. We've all come together to celebrate the Twin Towers falling in 2001. As America came together, we are doing that.
Is that what
So,
we're doing?
Let's kick off this reading.
Surprise.
It's a big, by the way, big audience showed up. Everyone is showing up.
All the
Let's-
big names are here. All the stars are here.
I lost count.
We might
you
we
know.
might see SNL till past, but
Asher, do you want to kick things off?
yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, it's called Kenny Hit the Wall. The morning Kenny died was humid and yellow. Something was wrong with the windows. They sweated from the inside. The air felt like spit. Kenny ran headfirst into the wall and his head exploded. There was blood on his bedroom drywall and a kind of pink mist in the air when I got home. Still sticky, like someone sprayed a watermelon through a hose. Bits of his scalp and hair clung to the popcorn ceiling. I'd seen Kenny run before. He'd always challenged me to foot races in the apartment. Always a dead sprint. Always cutting it just short of an inch from the wall. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised he went that extra inch. I can't remember how long I stood there. Eventually I noticed a smell that permeated through the apartment wasn't blood, shit, or brain matter, but the scent of warm seasoned chicken and buttery white rice. I followed to the kitchen where Kenny, in some final moment of domesticity, had meal prepped 30 days of chicken and rice. Kenny would get these bursts of energy, like someone plugged him in wrong. So maybe this was just another episode. An hour of fiercely chopping and portioning until some random neuron fired and told him to dead sprint into eternity. Or maybe it was deliberate. Maybe he thought all that uneaten food would mess with me, knowing I can't throw anything out without feeling like I'm killing it twice. The counter was stacked with off-brand Tupperware labeled in Sharpie. Day 1, day 2, all the way to day 30. There wasn't a day 24. Day 23 had accidentally been written twice, and instead of day 25, it was labeled oops, hee, smiley face. Day 30 didn't feel conclusive. It just said day 30. I probably should have called someone. I think part of me liked him there. His door was shut behind him. I wasn't ready to open it again. The wall was still pulsing like it remembered the impact. So I did what I could handle. I opened day 1, chicken and rice. Raisins in the rice. I ate it cold out on my porch. Someone screamed, "Fuck you," in the direction of the BQE. I chewed slowly. The chicken wasn't as dry as I thought. It was surprisingly tender. I thought to myself, this man smashed his head in, but still remembered to debone the thighs. By day 3, I stopped checking the blood splatter. It dried into kind of a textured mural. I noticed when the light hit it just right and something inside me twitched. I microwaved the rice this time. Days blurred and the meals hardly varied. Sometimes they had turmeric or saffron, some kind of yellow that didn't feel entirely food-based. On day 8, I remember one particular race. Kenny had been barefoot, grinning wild, and he'd leaned into the final few feet so hard I thought he was going to do it then. But he stopped short, breathless, said, "One day I'm not stopping." I had laughed. By day 15, the wall was almost part of the decor. The dent his skull met the plaster was shallow but precise, like a thumbprint in clay. I microwaved day 15's chicken, added soy sauce. Day 23 made me gag. The chicken was undercooked, pink at the joint. I finished it anyway, on the floor, knees up, chewing slow. Finally, I opened up day 30. Plain boiled chicken, rice without salt. It tasted like resignation. I ate it all, licked the fork clean, sat with the empty container in my lap for an hour, stared at the dent in the wall. I didn't clean the wall, didn't touch his door. I sat there a while, lights off, letting the room get darker until the dent in the plaster disappeared. At some point, I realized I was holding the fork like a weapon, pressing the tines into my palm until it hurt just enough to remind me I was still here. Eventually, I stood, put on a coat, walked to the store, bought chicken thighs, jasmine rice, and without thinking, a bag of raisins. On the way back, I imagined the 30 neat containers lined up again. Kenny somewhere just behind me, crouched like a sprinter, waiting for the gun. Back in the kitchen, I set the water to a boil, dropped in the first cup of rice. The splash was soft, almost polite, like someone was clapping at the wrong time. And that's it, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, slurs in
Thank
that one,
you.
okay, man?
He's not answering. August, what do you think?
I loved it. It was
Thanks,
it
man. I
is
appreciate
it
that.
based on a true story?
No. My roommate didn't do that.
Oh, thank
It's
God.
I have a film that's that I have right now. It's about my roommate jumping into a ceiling fan and he explodes. So there is some kind of motif here.
You're thinking a lot about your roommates exploding.
Yeah, dude. Well,
Do you like your roommates?
I love this guy. He's my old
Okay.
roommate in Chicago. My friend just made this web series, and he also the guy who I had die in my short. He also plays a dead roommate. So I think we just
Wow.
we like imagining this guy dying, but love him, love him to
Poor
death.
guy. Damn.
By the way, everyone, Asher's from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, you're a Tulsa.
Oh. Damn.
Did you win a contest and like you win money and then you went out to New York?
They just kind of picked me. Yeah, the mayor said I'm like the Paul Atreides of Tulsans.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
His words, not mine.
Did Kenny come from the South Park though?
Kenny? No, I thought it was I thought Kenny hitting a wall sounded funny, but yeah, I did kind of like have a little bit of hesitation to use Kenny because it's a figure that dies, but
Yeah, that's like all I thought about.
Funny.
I like the death motif though.
Thanks, man.
What did you think, Michael?
I loved it. I remember reading it in Hobart and loving it.
You read it on the day it came out and then it
I
disappeared.
also
What do you
watched
think happened?
Asher
I think it was
Schwartz.
up for like 3 days, dog.
Yeah,
All right. Let's move on.
Asher Schwartz is really good
and
too.
Oh yeah,
Michael, do you want to read next?
Yeah.
Oh wait, Michael is a writer from Spokane, Washington. He is a writer that also likes to draw. He's been published in HAD, right? And other various publications.
It's pronounced Spokane, Washington.
Spokane?
Oh.
Mhm.
Nice.
And my name is spelled Michael.
Yeah, I know. Also, like, I had you on my podcast, and then you kind of explode. I feel like I brought a lot of
Because of
attention to it.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome.
That's the
Thank
lo-fi
you.
effect.
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna read first one poem that involves a plane, and then another poem that's kind of about New York City. First one's titled Poetic Justice. Okay, here's what I want you to do right after you get to your gate. Try writing a poem that is just a list of all the names you remember Miss Lee calling to line up for recess, one by one, boy, girl, boy, girl. As you board the plane, think of it not as a crawl space caving in on you, but as a hallway as wide as the one that would stretch itself out and carry you and Hazel Arrett and Kyle Calise and Megan Perez to the playground, where the four of you swung in sync and swore to flunk first grade together. Unplug the emergency exit hatch mid-flight and light a cigarette. Let their names fall from the sky like credits rolling in reverse. This is your captain speaking. Now, remind me again where we're going. And the next one is titled Table of Contents. Page 1. A visual poem in the shape of a biblically accurate angel wrapped around the mast of the One World Trade Center. Page 2. Variation on a haiku by some hackette who calls herself the poet laureate of Dimes Square. Page 3. An onomatopoeic representation of the sound I made tumbling down the up escalator at Grand Central Madison. Page 122. Cornered at Corner Bar on Canal Street, forced to listen to my newest nemesis's string of hot takes he's taken from various podcasts and group chats and Substacks, Acento. Page 123. In praise of the scaffolding suffocating every other sidewalk, not unlike the kudzu that used to cover the small town where we grew up. Page 124. Transcript of a voicemail I left for you in the middle of an espresso martini-fueled frenzy of homesickness. Page 125. A cut-up poem made out of clippings from old issues of the Chatham County Line. Page 126. A belated elegy for James Joyce, whose Ulysses you and I took turns reading aloud to each other, each word reanimated by our southern twangs. Page 127. The night we found the government's secret underground facility while getting wasted in the woods, rewritten as a blackout poem. Page 128. Ode to your flaming red hair that almost always bore the fragrance of pot smoke. 129. Fragment of a first draft of a very, very touching sonnet touching on the last time you touched me. 130. An acrostic poem that spells out, meet me in Ireland. 131. Transcript of a voicemail I left for you in the middle of an espresso martini-fueled frenzy of homesickness, Part 2. Page 132. An ekphrastic prose poem about the New York-Dublin portal, out of which the lower half of my body now hangs like a dead squirrel on an electric fence. Page 133. Acknowledgements. That's all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What do you think of that, Dempsey?
I liked them both. I really, really liked the first one. There's something like the way you opened that like directive, this is what I want you to do type line. I love that shit. Like, I don't know if it's a move or something, but whatever it does, it like grabs you as a reader. And then I liked how it moved into, you know, a heavy visual of like pulling the emergency hatch and like papers flying out. And then the ending was like another U-turn. And yeah, I just like the movement throughout. I thought it was really great.
Thanks, Tyler.
What did you think, Zach?
I didn't hear any of it.
Oh,
So I'm looking forward to watching the recording. My gimmicky setup outside didn't work out that well, and
It looked cool.
it looked good, but it didn't function, and it didn't have
No.
a strong enough Wi-Fi signal.
Damn.
So I came
Wait.
inside.
You need to get an Ethernet cable and run it through your laptop into
You're
the
right.
thing. That's what I'm doing. Because my fucking Google Meets would always crash. Especially if you record around 6 o'clock. It's fucking hell.
What happens at 6 o'clock?
Everyone gets online. Like, they get home after work and they get right on the computer and they get on the Wi-Fi, and like your Wi-Fi is gonna suck. You know.
Well, I'm sorry I couldn't hear your poems, Michael. I'm looking forward to hearing them later.
Zach, would you like to go now?
Sure. My shirt's damp from doing the dishes, so you have to be patient with me.
Did I intro you?
It really distracts me. I've noticed wearing a damp shirt. Usually you
intros
don't really
distract
think
you?
about how it
Take it
feels to wear a
off.
shirt. Or at least I don't, maybe, because I mostly wear these really nice shirts from Belgium. My dad buys them for me. You can get them in a few different colors, but I mostly just ask for the blue ones. They're really soft on the inside and very well, so I barely think about them unless they get wet, because then they really feel off and I can't focus much on anything else. I used to be a dishwasher at a restaurant, so you can probably imagine how wet I would get, and it always distracted me. So I felt like I was just totally out of it all the time. Like every day, as soon as I started work, basically, until I got home and went to bed or whatever, I'd be thinking about how weird my shirt felt. You can wear an apron, but those always get soaked pretty quick. So then my shirt would get wet too. And yeah, that was all that I could think about. I don't remember much about the restaurant or that time in my life, to be honest. I was usually thinking about how wet my shirt felt on my stomach. It's a feeling that's always changing in little ways or something, because I can just never get used to it. It'll feel cold sometimes, or kind of scratchy, or hot and humid, depending on how long the shirt's been wet. And whenever you get a little more water on your shirt, it changes too, which happens a lot when doing dishes. So it's like my stomach is always feeling something new, and I can't seem to do anything about it. And I've tried all kinds of things. I don't know what it is about how I do dishes, but I'm still always getting my shirt wet. And I have to do a lot of dishes at home now, and sometimes at my job too, even though I work at an office, which I don't really like because then it's hard to concentrate the rest of the day at work. Like last night, my shirt was super wet because I was doing a lot of dishes. I mean, I was trying to remember if I saw anything weird after you called, but we hosted a dinner club last night, so I had to do a whole lot of dishes, as you can imagine. And I was pretty soaked. More wet than usual, just soaked. It was horrible. I had to wash gravy boats and roasting pans and one of those pie cutter things because of the dinner club. And I guess Chris and Martin were actually supposed to come over for dinner club, but yeah, I didn't notice they weren't there because my shirt was already wet from doing some of the dishes before we ate. You know how if you hold a spoon under a faucet a certain way, all the water shoots out? Basically, that happened when I was rinsing a soup ladle just before we sat down and just like drenched my shirt. I was wet as hell basically, so the whole meal I was just deep in it thinking about how weird my shirt felt on my stomach. I wasn't really there. I don't really remember what anyone talked about now that I think about it or who even showed up because that fucking ladle got me wetter than it ever been. It felt like even wetter than I get working at the restaurant, I think. So I was just cycling in my head about how wet my shirt was and how weird it felt. The wet shirt against my stomach, thinking about how it felt, you know, especially sitting down at the table and then getting up again to bring out food and stuff, moving around, all that. The wetness making the shirt feel weird and different in new ways. It's like really getting to me. My shirt's actually pretty wet now, so you'll have to be patient with me. It's really distracting. Like I said, I guess I would have seen them sometime last week. Sorry, my shirt is just so wet right now, and it's driving me nuts. I don't know. I guess I haven't seen Chris or Martin in like a week or whatever. What day is it? It's been like maybe exactly a week, I think. You don't think they had anything to do with the Twin Towers thing, do you? I mean, it's a shame, obviously. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I'm not really into politics. And I guess I don't actually know why you're here, to be clear. I just figured, like, I don't know. I don't know what I figured. I don't know anything about all that, just to be clear. So no, I don't know. Do you think it was them, though? That'd be, I mean, that's crazy, right? Sorry. I forgot I said anything. I'm super, like, you know what? Can you feel this for me? Just tell me I'm not crazy. It's really wet, right? Like, you're right. Yeah, it's more than damp. It's straight up wet. I think it's even dripping, right? You feel that, right? Yeah, see? Exactly. You get it. Thank you.
May I ask a question? Can you just like redo like the first like little part because I feel like I interrupted you.
It's part of it.
Okay, cool. I like that.
That's how it works.
August, what did you think of that?
That was good.
Thank you. I have more poems to read. Am I allowed to?
Oh, you do? Oh, I thought you were done. Sorry.
No. Is that too long? Should I stop?
No, you should keep going.
Okay. I wrote this one for tonight. It's called Tower Twin. I mistitled it when I tweeted about it. It's not called Twin Tower. It's called Tower Twin. But it could be called Twin Tower. I felt, before I get into it, I felt self-conscious because there's like real poets on the call today. So I thought I'd write a real poem. Some cool clouds tonight, and some guy playing a clarinet, and my Tangle dogs tangle dogging. Some of my neighbors are on an exercise bike. Some of my neighbors are gluten-free. Some of my neighbors had a stroke and get lost in the maze. My, huh? It's all about me, isn't it? Well, yeah, it is. And I'm just thinking in general, now I'm thinking about 6th grade, 9/11, etc. About a deductive reasoning puzzle about suicide. A deductive reasoning puzzle about saying hi to Jack. Carrying a guitar amp 5 blocks and strumming along to Little Drummer Boy, just a little out of tune. The kid who plagiarized a long-ass poem about a homeless veteran for Christmas. And the kid who drew a swastika in the bathroom. And the kid with an uncle in the World Trade Center. And me, buying a can of pop from my teacher for 50 cents every day. Buying a room temperature orange soda every day. Or sometimes Dr. Pepper. Okay, now I'm like 35 and my life is great. And when people ask me how I'm doing, I say my life is great. And I mean it. I'm happy I get to think about this stuff. And walk my Tangle dogs. and hear the clarinet guy and read poems about 9/11 on the internet. It's stupid, but it's true. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I ask, like, when you went to Blockbuster when you were a kid, like, what'd you rent?
We had a family video.
Yeah, what'd you rent?
Hell yeah.
Family video.
Family video had the porn in the back. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was sequestered.
Yeah, I had a curtain. I would mostly rent the video games. I wasn't
What
much of
video
a movie kid. I don't know. I remember one time I rented this Mario game where you travel through time and solve historical mysteries. And it used some sort of weird bazooka peripheral. But I was too young to know about any of the history facts. And so I kept pestering my mom to help me play the game.
I think that game's called Mario Lost in Time.
Is that a real game?
Sounds right.
It's a real game.
I
It's
was
like
just making it up.
no, you're like answering questions about ancient Rome and shit.
That sounds like one of the
Benjamin
world's Carmen
Franklin.
San Diego. I think you're mixing
It's like
two
that.
games up.
No, it's a real game.
I don't believe you.
Where'd you grow up, Zach?
When I was a kid, I lived in New Jersey. And then I moved to Ohio. Still
Is
when
New
I was a
Jersey
kid.
like super nice?
It was fine. We lived in a cul-de-sac, and then just before we moved, they found a bunch of radioactive waste like buried nearby,
Oh shit.
and they said we couldn't
Oh.
play in the dirt anymore.
Fuck.
Did you ever get in any fights?
No.
No.
In third grade, one kid wanted to kick my ass, but I ran.
I
away
knew
from
it.
him. And then in fifth grade, one kid wanted to kick my ass.
What'd you do? You're a little shit talker, weren't you?
No,
Okay.
I was getting all the ladies.
I like the first story with the t-shirt because it's like about paranoia and like insecurity, focused on the fucking shirt.
It was mostly about a wet t-shirt.
I know, but it's like your insecurity. Is
Tyler,
like,
have you ever done a wet
you're
t-shirt?
paranoid about wearing a wet t-shirt. What?
Have you ever done a wet t-shirt contest?
No, but I remember those Girls Gone Wild videos. Like they would come on at night, on, like MTV and shit.
Yeah.
No.
Tyler, when did you realize you were gay?
This is why are you asking that?
That's a great question. I was
There's
actually
no
wondering
I
it.
mean, I thought about it because you talked about the Girls Gone Wild commercials. I imagine
exactly.
you may or may not have had a different experience with them than I did. So I found that
Because
interesting.
I grew up in Tulsa and it's very homophobic culture around here, especially early 2000s.
Yeah.
When did I realize I was gay? That's a good question. Probably when I was younger, at some point. I don't have like a pre-made story to tell.
You don't need to have a story. You can just tell the truth.
I mean, that's the truth. When I was younger, at some point.
When you watched the wet t-shirt contest commercials, were you like, I don't fucking get this. This is not interesting to me.
No, because I thought I was straight. I was like, I need to be
So
into
that's
this.
the question. So then it was after those commercials were popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to watch a lot of Late Night with Dave Attell. You guys remember that? On
I
Comedy
love that
Central.
show. That was a good show.
Yeah, that show would have a lot of Girls Gone Wild
I
commercials.
feel like you're trying to trick me.
I'm just having a fucking conversation with you.
Mhm.
Zach, were you ever a dishwasher in a restaurant?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't like a dedicated dishwasher, but I would wash a lot of dishes.
Okay.
I was a pizza boy for a while, and so I would deliver pizzas, and I would prep pizza dough, and I would do the dishes, and take out the bucket of the stuff that came out of the dishwasher and the garbage
Slop.
disposal. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
I pour bleach into it
Yeah.
and drag it to the slop dumpster in the back.
Yeah. I washed dishes in a super fucking busy restaurant in Anchorage over the winter one year.
Oh, man,
and
yeah.
we had like the slop dumpster out back, and I would just we would have like a 50-gallon contractor bag,
Yeah.
and it would weigh like 120 pounds, and I would have to drag it outside and arc it up like
Yeah,
as hard
yeah.
as I fucking could into the but it would be like -30 outside. And so my wet t-shirt would freeze solid to my
Oh
stomach.
no, yeah, that makes
And
sense.
that's what your story
That's
made me think
horrible.
about. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, did
Thank you.
That's good. Did you ever do like fry cook stuff, or were you just dishwashing?
No, I did like food prep stuff. I've worked in a bunch
Okay.
of kitchens, but never like fry
Okay.
cook. That would be
Yeah.
fun. It seemed like
It
it'd
was
be fun.
fun.
Just
I
like
was a fry cook at an
zoom and
Outback
shit.
Steakhouse,
Yeah.
and I got to
Damn.
make the bloomin' onions.
Hell yeah. Then slide them up
then-
in the little window.
Yeah, there's a whole technique to it. But I remember because then you would drain the bloomin' onion oil was like the last in line of all the fryers. So like you put fresh grease in for the French fries, and you filter it in this horrible little machine, and then you put it in the chicken tender fryer, and you filter it again, and then you put it in the bloomin' onion fryer, and then it was too fucked to use anymore. So you just drained it into this big tube on wheels that you'd cart out to the grease thing in the back, and you'd have to like put it over your head, like you
Yeah.
tilt it and then slam it up, and it'd drain out into this thing. Yeah, it was great.
It's amazing. That's a peculiar taste in the blooming onion. It's like all
It tastes like everything
various
else at
grease.
Outback.
Oh,
Like, a little
God,
bit.
old oil. That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, at least it had 4 fryers, so yeah, it was
Damn.
4th in line.
Damn.
Those are pretty good though.
It
I
tastes
was a
fucking great. Yeah.
I was a fry cook at a Wendy's and an Arby's, and I just
Wow.
remember hating how you smelled afterwards, and it was just like in every pore of your skin.
Yeah.
Ugh, I can still feel and smell that. It's just dreadful.
Which was worse, Wendy's or Arby's?
Arby's, because like Wendy's just had like fries and nuggets and chicken, fillets or whatever you want to call it for the sandwiches. But Arby's had mozzarella sticks, potato cakes, jalapeno poppers, cheesecake bites,
Okay.
regular fries and curly fries. I mean, it was just too many things to be counting and to be putting. It was too complicated for
No, it makes sense.
16-year-old August, so I couldn't hack it.
I wasn't familiar enough with the Arby's. I was surprised with the Arby's menu, and then you went into it, and I realized, yeah, it makes sense.
It's got some depth to it, for sure.
Yeah, my parents hated Arby's when I was a kid.
What else
So
do
we
they
got
hate?
lots of things, and then we would go to the mall a lot, to the food court, and then they would never go to the Arby's there. But then I got old enough, and I was like, I want to try this place. And they're like, oh no, it's horrible, it's disgusting, and I loved it. It was like the best food I'd ever had
What was your
I had
favorite
to
place
go
in the
to-
mall?
every time. The arcade.
Yeah, what's your favorite game?
That mall that I'm thinking about that had the Arby's also had I want to say it's Aerosmith, the Aerosmith branded shooting game. August, do you know what this is?
No, I'm not familiar with this.
Or it's like Van Halen or something. It was some 80s butt rock band. And it had
yeah.
a really big machine gun. And you know how those games you have the normal shoot and then you have the like special shoot, like
Oh,
to
hell
shoot a
yeah.
bomb or whatever. But in that game, the bomb was a CD that would shoot out
Oh,
and explode.
fuck, yeah.
And yeah, I don't know what the plot was, but it was pretty sick. It had the biggest gun in the arcade.
Damn, Aerosmith had to save the world from evil force. That
Yeah, I think they were like terrorists or something.
yeah. A lot of those are like that. That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, so that was a good game. What about you guys? What did you guys play at the arcade?
Pinball.
Pinball's good.
Yeah.
Like Dig Dug.
Also the
Mm.
Simpsons game,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Simpsons game. was
Turtle
good.
It's a great
game,
game.
X-Men game. You could never finish it.
No. Yeah, we'd play the Simpsons game at indoor soccer games all
Oh,
the time.
so good. Do you ever play Tapper? It's like a game where you're like a barkeep and you're like sending beers down a bar to oncoming patrons, and if you let
Sounds
a beer
great.
fall, it's so fun. It's actually a great game. It's one of those like perfectly crafted old arcade games that still holds up.
We should abandon the poetry reading and go to an arcade and hang out.
Come on down, come to Austin, guys.
I went down to one in Dallas when I was down there. We went to was it called like Side Quest, and you pay like $10,
Mm.
and then like you like play all the arcade games you want.
Oh, that's nice.
We could have gone to an arcade when you were here.
No, really, I don't have time.
Yeah. I guess
I had
so.
more
The
time.
poetry is getting in the way.
So true.
Zach, you should come down to Tulsa. You all should come down to Tulsa, and we'll do reading here.
Lo-fi fest.
Mm-hmm.
You should host Lo-Fi Fest, yeah. Tyler, why do you call it Lo-Fi? Lo-Fi Lit.
I called it that because the week that I did the thing with Theo, the lo-fi girl, she went missing because of copyright, and I was like, let's call it that.
Who's the Lo-Fi? Oh,
The lo-fi girl, I saw an NPR article, the lo-fi girl's missing from YouTube because of copyright reasons. So I was like, I'll just call it.
the anime girl who
Yeah.
okay, studied and listened to
She's
beats.
studying.
Dempsey, you coming down to Tulsa anytime soon?
It's a haul from where I'm at, man.
True.
I'm 3.5 hours from Vegas airport. That's the closest.
Holy
And then-
shit.
Yeah, and then fly over to OKC and then rent a car. Yeah, it was just I'm in a horrible spot.
Yeah.
You're in Utah, right?
I was just before
Oh.
you came on. I was saying my
Sorry,
wife and I
okay.
bought a house 5 miles away, and now we're in Arizona. So
Oh, okay, over the border.
yeah, just over the border.
Plausible deniability about yesterday. It's a good alibi.
Yeah, it clears. He's innocent.
I didn't know about 9/11 when it happened.
What?
I didn't know about 9/11 for
I was
3
watching
years.
cartoons when it happened.
Wait, what do you mean you didn't know about 9/11
Like,
for
what?
years, dude? You're like my age, Zach.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't know.
You were in fifth.
I
you were in
believe
sixth
that.
Yeah,
grade.
someone brought it up in high school. I was like, what was
You're like- and
that?
you're like, they did what?
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
Well, if you don't live in New York, you don't really know all the shit.
I'm just kidding. I made that up. That would be funny to
Oh,
say.
okay.
Damn, I bought that. I was
When it
thank
happened,
you.
I didn't really care because I didn't know what the hell it was.
What do you mean you didn't care?
Because I missed the school bus and I was watching cartoons, and then my mom came in and started screaming and freaking out. And I was like, "Oh, you're just being dramatic," and I just went back to watching cartoons.
What's your relationship with your mother like now?
She's cool.
That's good.
Get her on the pod.
No, I was thinking about the gay question you asked earlier. I think
Is your
I
mom
was
gay?
so I was so afraid of being gay that I try to confirm that I was straight, but then there would be glimpses of me experimenting in my mind. But then I was so paranoid of being gay, I didn't even want it to be gay, And then it was when I was in community college, I was on allposters.com and I was looking at posters of women. And then I was like, what if I went to the man section? How would I feel? And I go to the guy section, the gay section. I was like, whoa, this is way more tantalizing or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you get a poster?
Because they
You
weren't
would just
naked,
look at the posters.
but they would have their shirts off and shit.
Were you looking at the posters on the website, or were you looking at the
Yeah.
posters in your room? Oh, okay.
Damn.
I'm sorry you had to be
Yeah.
closeted gay in Oklahoma.
That's all right.
As a teenager. That sounds hard.
Yeah, that's all right. It's fine. I made it. What about you, Michael?
Yeah, I'm gay too.
Nice.
Speak
When-
up.
When did you realize? Didn't I ask you that?
When you interviewed me,
Yeah. That's true. August, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure thing.
If you could make a video game about indie lit, what would it be?
Dude, I've thought about this actually. I have a fucking great game idea for
Here we go.
I got a great idea for a poet, a game where you play as a poet. Okay, it's like you're in. It's like a 3D environment. I haven't thought about this idea in a really long time. I used to think a lot about. I used to do very mild game design. I used to I made a couple little game projects. It's a very time-consuming hobby. It's not. It's very frustrating unless you dedicate your all of your time to it. So I gave it up. But I always had this idea for a game where you play as a poet, and you're kind of in a 3D environment, and you are sort of looking around at objects or people interacting, or you're overhearing things, and you're able to sort of collect all of these things into your mind palace. And then at the end of the level, you can arrange all of the objects and all of the bits of dialogue and things you witnessed into a kind of Mad Libs style poem. And then the game would would rate your poem. So it'd be kind of like free roaming. You're like walking around like a city block or something, and you're like, oh, there's like a pigeon and there's like a dead cat, and then you overhear someone say something interesting, and you can kind of like just collect them all like collectibles, and then you can craft the poem. But that would be a very complicated project, and I never made
That's
it.
very VR-ish.
Yes, it could be very very VR.